Yes, we are live to the What's Going On podcast, Normski TV. What's going on? And I can see already somebody already in the chat. Calvin, how you doing, Calvin? Good to see you. Yeah, we're gonna be talking all things football. The weekend fixtures, the games before that. Some real exciting stuff went on over the weekend. We're going to be talking about Rangnick and his men. Have they turned the corner? I've got Big D in the green room. I'm hoping that Chile will come on. I can't get hold of him at the moment. He was meant to come on, but I can't get hold of him at the moment. But don't worry, we're going to review a great show. It's great to see everybody. First of all, if you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe and share. On the journey to 250, possibly 300. Big up to those that have subscribed to this channel, and the community is growing slowly but surely. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that has joined the channel. So we're going to be talking all things football, the transfer window. I know there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the transfer window. Tottenham, Man United, Newcastle, Aston Villa doing a bit of work. So there's a lot to talk about. As Arsenal messed up in terms of their top four position, we've lost out on a big sign in Vlahovic. But listen, he looked like he always wanted to go to Juve, and that's what it is at the moment. So we have to see who is going to be available in the transfer window. We'll see what happens. But let me bring in Mr. Big D, big United fan. Mr. D, how you saying, bro?
Yeah, man. All good, Norm. All good. Yeah, man. Good to be here, mate. Good to be here.
Yes, again. Moving with the next.
Man, the collection.
Flex.
On the long sleeve flex today.
Wow. Listen, bro, I need to fix up here. I need to fix up. Calvin just saying here, Spurs got 2 games in hand, even though we lost to Chelsea, but a wicked win against Leicester. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that. That's one of the things we're going to talk about that in the fixtures. Yeah, it's been quite an eventful couple of weeks, and we are going to crack straight into it. Again, if you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe, and share. Hit that like button, because this gives me a bit of traction, and hopefully we can move this channel on to greater things. So yeah, D, first of all, before we talk all things football, I'm going to ask you, how's life? How's things treating you? Are you working hard, chilling? What you doing, bro?
Working too hard. I did one this morning. I was up north this morning. I got to pop in and check on Mum on the way back. So just spent an hour with Mum and came back, crashed out, jumped on this. I'm back in at 10 o'clock tonight. So yeah, I'm hustling right now.
So pretty busy schedule.
Yeah, man. But
pretty busy schedule. Yeah. Well, listen, we're gonna go straight into it. We're gonna mess about. We're gonna talk about the weekend. The fixtures gone. I know last week Brentford played against you. You was away to Brentford, and also Tottenham away to Leicester. Now, I'll tell you what. Let's talk about that game. I don't know if you saw it, D, because I mean, we was when we was on the podcast last week doing a live chat. We had Chile watching the game, and I think and I think Leicester had gone 1-0 up, and then I think they equalised. And then I think after the stream ended, I went and thought, let's go and watch this game. Leicester go 2-1 up. I'm thinking, great. Yeah. And holding that to the end, only about we're now into injury time.
Yep.
What's going on, man? That's what this podcast is all about. What's going on with Leicester and Mr. Bottle Job, Brendan Rodgers? I mean, how is it that they can lose 3-2 from being 2-1 up with only literally 2-0 up, and 2-0 up, and then literally within a short space of time, I think the 2 goals.
No, it was 2-1, Norms.
2-1.
Yeah. Because Kane, Kane scored, but they conceded in the 95th and then the 97th minute. I mean, you can't even make that up, can you?
You can't make it up, mate. And I tell you, Jurgen Tielemans, he must be like, what? I mean, all he had to do from the free kick, all he had to do Yes, Alex, mate. How you doing, bro? Alex, Arsenal, Alex. Welcome to the channel. Even on panel, Arteta needs to go before anyone else. Listen, we're gonna come to that, Alex, mate. I'll tell you that now. We're going to come to that and talk about that because right now, why they're giving him a extended 2-year contract, I have no idea. But we will be discussing that. Hence, we'll come to that later on in the show. But let's just go back and talk about the Leicester game. And I mean, it just seems as if Brendan is notorious for that. He seems to, to bottle it, and he's done it again. He's done it again.
Yeah, that has to be a point where you lock up shop. You know what I mean? Once you get into the 92nd minute, you make a sub and bring on another defender if you have to. You do not concede in the 95th and then the 97th minute. I mean that's bordering sackable for me. That's like, seriously, bro. What are you trying to do? You trying to get fired here?
Listen, Bergwijn. Alex Lee Gunner, Rat Army. Listen, just a little thing. I know Alex appears a lot on the chat on Lee Gunner's channel, and I've been on there a couple of times myself. And we've joined the Rat Army.
Exactly, mate.
That's what Lee Gunner. We've joined. Big up to the Rat Army. And Craig, big up Norski Arsenal doing a dry. Yep, we're doing absolutely dry in the January signings. We are going to look at that as well. Looks like, saying that we may be losing out on Bruno Guimaraes going to Newcastle, but then Sky have come out and said that Leon have categorically said that they have not accepted any fee from Newcastle. Apparently, he's meant to be having a medical in Brazil, but Leon are denying all of that. So there may be a bit of hope for Arsenal when it comes to that. I'm thinking to myself, why on earth, I know I've changed the subject a little bit, but why on earth Arsenal don't go in for this player? What looks like it's going to happen is that we're going to get all our midfielders back, right. And we'll probably try and go for a decent midfielder in the summer. But at the moment, right now, it's looking quite dry, as Craig Mullins say. It's quite dry when it comes to us doing any business. We put all our eggs in one basket for this Vlahovic. He's not picked up the phone to us, the agents. Soon as Juve come in.
So
Juve came in and put a bid in.
It sounds like Norman Day. He was using you guys to get either a better offer or a. You know what I mean? It all feels a little bit. I'll say Arsenal's interested, then suddenly the price goes up and the wages go up and all the rest of it for the agents and stuff. So unfortunate, because to be honest, it looked like he was coming your way. If you look at the way the media,
in terms of us, having the bid accepted from Fiorentina, it looked like that. I mean, we was literally linked from him from the beginning. So you would think that we would have a chance, but the stories are saying that he wasn't picking up the phone, or the agents weren't picking up the phone, and at this point, we didn't think Juventus had any money. But obviously they have, and they are big rivals to Fiorentina. Fiorentina didn't really want to sell to them. Right. And now I'm hearing that the Fiorentina fans, got a bit of a backlash against Vlahovic. But that's not going to change his mind. They've got their money. He's got his move for to go to Juve, a top four, possibly a top four. So I'm not too sure. If anybody could tell me in the chat where they are in the league, I'm not too sure. But I know they are chasing a European place. It'd be quite funny if they don't make it. And then it would have been a waste of time, Vlahovic going to Juve.
Exactly.
But, it just seems like nobody wants to come to Arsenal. Just a little more chat. Yeah, it's got Leicester, West Ham, and Wolves squad not strong enough. Hence, Man U, Gunners, Spurs can get full spot. Well, that is quite wide open. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, D, in terms of us getting that full spot. Because Leicester.
But be honest with you, I looking at it now, I do think Man United, the Gunners and Spurs. Yeah, I think the others don't have the squad to it's like, because if they go long in the cup and things like that and injuries, I think the big three there fighting. That's how I think it'd be a 3-horse race for that fourth spot.
Yeah,
and unless Chelsea really start to skid, which I don't, Thomas is good. You know what I mean? He'll get them disciplined and doing what they have to do. So yeah.
Alex again, Arsenal. Alex says, bring back Saliba, Guendouzi as soon as possible. Absolutely agree with you on that. You know, they're pulling up trees out there in Marseille. I mean, I think Guendouzi and Saliba got into the French or the whatever the league is squad for the season or for that month. So they are doing business out there. You know, they're second behind PSG. Have conceded, I think, the second least goals in La Liga, not La Liga, in Ligue 1. And they're doing the business. And so, listen, this is what we call Arteta tax. Yeah, you know, he's falling out with Saliba, he's falling out with Guendouzi, he's falling out with Aubameyang. Yeah, currently he's sitting in the cold training while our players go out to Dubai for their warm weather training.
Really, he hasn't gone with them.
They ain't took him, man. He's been put in a naughty chair, mate.
But no, you have to look at the phenomenal money this guy's on. Surely somebody at board level is saying to Arteta, we can't be paying him this kind of money for him not to be with the squad. That makes no sense. But if they're saying it's a bad apple and he's going to ruin the good ones, you know how they like to label that already. Yeah, you know what I mean, and maybe he's spoken his mind about certain situations, and Arteta ain't feeling that either. So
yeah. He's been pictured over in Colorado, in Denver, Colorado, with the owners. So I don't know if he's gone over there to ask for money or he's gone over there to discuss about who knows. But the fact is, the situation that we're in is that we have no strikers as far as I'm concerned. You've got Lacazette, you know, everybody, Lacazette, that's what they're calling him. Yeah. He hasn't got the legs anymore. You've got Nketiah. Yeah, doing the old phone business, mate. Listen, we've gone back to Eric. Was it mobile? Was it Ericsson?
Ericsson, right?
That's the one he's running right now. You understand what I'm saying? That's the one that he's running right now. But if either one of those, I say if either one of those, if Laka gets injured, are we expected to go through the season? Yeah, if we don't sell Uber, are we going to do the same thing he's done with Ozil sitting on the bench?
Just freeze him out.
The chat is going mad. So let me just catch up here. So Juve are fifth at the moment.
Yeah, they're fifth. Yeah.
Right. So and welcome to the chat, Micah. I was going to say Michael Khan, but I'm just calling you Micah from the last one. So welcome, mate.
Calvin
thinks that Uber's finished. He thinks that Uber's finished. I don't know what your thoughts are with what you've heard. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, the thing is, you know, you would hope then if he knows he's finished, he's trying to engineer and move out. But you know, the time is running out now. We are at the back end of January, and if he wanted out, his agent should have done a better job than this. For him to be frozen out on that sort of money, that doesn't help you guys at all. That doesn't, you know what I mean? Whether you reluctantly play him, you know, that's what I said to people. You can't have people on $200-300 grand a week and not playing unless they're injured. You just can't. Not in the demands of football and how top four really is a big deal now. That Champions League money is huge. 100 million, Norman, to qualify for Champions League.
Yeah,
that's never to be sniffed at. So you can't have a man on 200 bags a week training with the under 23s and all that foolishness.
Yeah. I mean, he came back from AFCON. Yeah. I mean, there was issues regarding his heart. He said he's fine, absolutely no problem. Yeah. You know, and you're thinking in a game against Liverpool, second leg of Carabao Cup, you're thinking you need someone like an Aubameyang to come on and change the game,
bring some energy.
The man is not even thought of, not even on the bench. Do you know what I mean? We didn't have anybody that we could bring off Eddie Nketiah. I mean, it's a joke the way, and I keep talking about this. It's a joke the way we are doing business on the pitch and off the pitch. And I think Arteta is just one stubborn guy. Cal said Chelsea better watch it. The players need to pass the ball to Lukaku. The issue should finish with now.
Lukaku's got to stop turning up in them Timberlands, mate. You know the ones.
Yeah. Because I mean, he had an okay game against Tottenham, but I don't know what it is. It's just that his finishing is just not there at the moment.
And if you're gonna go to the press, whether it wasn't portrayed right or not, once you go to the press and start airing views and stuff, when the manager picks you next, you got to come and show out. Simple.
But, all of that, what I liked about Chelsea is that they've now dealt with the situation.
Yeah, just squashed
Yeah,
it.
and squashed it, and they've just said, right, let's just get on.
Yeah,
Let's
he's
just
back in the
move.
team.
Listen,
Yeah.
Aubameyang's been sort of frozen out since what, December, possibly. It might be slightly
My,
before that. And when he's asked, and the subject matter is brought up, I mean, we asked him about the Warm River training where he was going to join the rest of the squad, and he went, "Well, we'll see." Come on, man. Let's be a bit more transparent. Do you know what I mean? Listen, just put whatever egos or whatever problems you've had, just put it aside, because right now, I don't know whether we're going to get a striker in or not. Yeah. And for me, it's very concerning us going into the second half of the season where we have not got, you know, a striker. And I'm thinking, yeah, okay, he didn't play well up until the point where, you know, he was, you know, ostracized out of the squad. But right now, we need a striker. And I'm telling you now, Uber is better than Laka and Nketiah put together. I'm sorry, you know, that's my thoughts on it. You know
man said the French Darren Bent, you know. I love that. 10 goals, that's a cuss, you know.
Yeah, French, but that's what he was called. Yeah, that's what it's called. Rangnick is as transparent as they come. Well, we all know that because he threw Marcel under the bus.
He did, and now he's gone. He got his move.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say he's got his loan move to Seville. He looked. I mean, that's the biggest smile. I did say in our chat offline that I noticed that Rashford has got a big smile on his face. We will talk about that. But I'm also seeing Mr. Martial with a massive smile. You know, he's at Seville. You know, he's on a straight loan. They are paying all his wages. So I think
250 bags a week.
That's what they've done.
Yeah, because this is the thing, right? It would have been nice if they had put an option to buy within the deal, but obviously they didn't want to go that far. But
you know what?
He gets those wages off the book, Norm.
Yeah,
and the kid they're playing ahead of him, Alanga, is only on 25 grand a month. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, wow, 25 grand a month, compared to 250k a week. So I'm not saying that Alanga is at Martial standard, but how United look at it is to say that he wants to go, doesn't want to be here, and if you go back to some of the stuff, you know, some of it is Martial's fault, but there's a lot on the club. There's been a lot of disrespect, black, French. I don't know if it's Muslim or not, but when you have that combination, you see a little bit of off-key.
Yeah,
stuff,
well,
especially with the fans.
We noticed that quite a lot with a lot of your Man United players, especially players of colour. You know, Pogba. And I'm soon as likes to have a go at him. You know what I mean? Martial, he doesn't smile. He's always looking upset, and you know what I mean. That kind of chip on the shoulder kind of syndrome.
The media seem to go after our black players. Well, more our black foreign players, because you look how they go after Fred. If you watch Fred in Brazil, Fred balls out in that Brazil system.
Yeah.
Right, but you stick him with McTominay, they're a train crash. 9 out of 10 times. I'm not saying every week, but 9 out of 10 times, it's like, what is going on with these two? That they don't complement each other, because you got two midfielders playing in the wrong role.
Yeah,
and so I don't know, man. I find it very disturbing, but I wish Martial all the well, because if he goes out there and wins something, which is always you know what I mean, then suddenly he's got himself back in that French squad. Because to be honest with you, he has to be looking at he missed out on the last World Cup because of Oli, right? So he's not going to just sit around and miss out on a potential trophy. He was sixth choice at Old Trafford, sixth choice. So
Pogba, Rick said Pogba and Martial get unfair treatment, but Fred is still shocking. He can't pass wind.
Can't pass wind, you know. Like, but you know, I said to people, if you watch him in that Brazil team, it's a different Fred, which is kind of disturbing. So you just think, is it because of the quality of players that he's with, or are they just playing him in his right role where he's not expected to do that? He's box to box. He's not a DM. He's box to box midfielder. And so one of them.
Again, Calv says Martial should have gone a long time. Lingard should have stuck with West Ham, and I know Jesse's been linked with Newcastle, and apparently they were close to signing him on a loan, but for some reason I don't know if you've got any information on that. It's actually collapsed.
Well, I'm hearing that United are more keen to let Donny go there on loan.
Right, because he's linked with Crystal Palace, isn't he?
Yeah, so I'll be honest with you. I actually, for Donny, I would take the Palace move. But this is the thing, right? If he goes to Palace and shows out, now this makes Ollie look like he was really in the mud.
Yeah.
And this is why I don't think they'll do it, because it's like we are still in protect Ollie mode at Old Trafford still, all now.
Yeah.
You imagine Rangnicks called Ollie for 2.5 hours to discuss players. Are you mad? The man just got fired. He failed. Why are you calling him?
Yeah.
I
mean,
like,
again, Micah said, sort of same on the same lines. If Marshall wins the trophy,
right, we're in the mud.
You're in the mud. You know what I'm trying to say? But what it seems like is happening as well is that they're not committing for any of them to have like any option to buy or option to buy or obligation. And I think listening to a couple of pundits and other podcasters, they're saying that basically it's a kind of, not to say safeguard their investment, but what it is because at the moment you haven't got a permanent manager.
Yeah.
What happens is that, because remember, Martial's got what? He's I think he's on like something like, as you said, 200,000 a week, 250,000 a week, and he's contracted till about 2023. Yeah. Whereas and then you've got Donny van der Beek as well. Yeah. But whereas the likes of Jesse, he's got 6 months left on his contract, Pogba. Yeah. So they are the ones that are probably likely to go. But I think what they're waiting for is when that manager comes in, if they do well at respectively at any of these sides, then that manager might look at them and go, you know what? He might be decent enough to, come in. Do you know what I mean?
If you look at this right, Norman, all our technical players can't get in that team. So Donny, Martial, Lingard, and Pogba, they're our techie players. They can't get in the team.
Yeah.
So it tells you, you know what I mean? So you'd rather have a passionate merchant rather than a technical player that can ping passes, hold up the play, bring players through. You know what I mean? Like Martial can hold the ball up well. I think he's probably best suited on the left. But then you got your golden boy Rashford there, who until recently was picking himself.
Yeah.
And so you look at all these things, and then you playing a Langer above him. Now, last week when we spoke about the whole he refused to play for the club, right? Where I told you what really happened was that the man said, "Yeah, I need you in the squad this week." And Martial said, "Why are you going to play me? I need you in the squad this week. Are you going to play me?" No answer. Okay, don't pick me then. If you're not going to play me, don't pick me, because, like I said, the man's been asking for a move for a minute. So I don't know, man. Interpretation of words,
right? Sentiments. Let me just read this one here. Sentiment FC, and you're probably reading my mind well, mate, because I was going to ask you this question because you were talking about it, D, about Donny either going to say a Crystal Palace and doing well. I mean, do you think he would do well at Arsenal? Because he kind of plays that what?
But this is the thing again. He comes to you and you lot get top 4. Then what?
You're in the
mud.
What
I'm saying? No, right, because not only is Rangnick in the mud, that completely tarnishes Ollie as well. And that's what I'm saying. We're in Ollie protection mode still all now. Now the man's been fired. We're still protecting him. He didn't know what he was doing with them players. If he comes to Arsenal and you lot qualify top 4, and we're in Europa Conference League, and everyone says, we let Donny go to Arsenal, and now they're in top 4. Nah, brother. That would be mad.
A question from Calvin. This one. Was Donny bought in case Pogba walked last season?
Yeah, he was.
Right.
And the thing is, remember, he was supposed to go to Madrid. And then Madrid fell in with all the financial stuff. So, was it Edwin van der Sar, however, offered him, said, oh, like, he needs a move, take him. So he wasn't what Ollie wanted. Ollie wanted Jack Grealish, believe it or not. And at the time I thought, yeah, Jack Grealish maybe, but then Pep's sitting him after spending 100 mil on him. But that's what Pep does. He said, you're going to learn my system, and then I'm going to play you when I need to play you, integrate you.
But it's just absolutely crazy.
Monopoly money norms.
The money that they've spent on him, and the man is saying, I'll play you when I need to play you. It
Exactly.
just shows you the depth of that squad, man.
It's
It
ridiculous,
just
mate.
shows you the depth of that squad.
Exactly.
But I mean, the chat is going off mad. Let me just read this one here again. From Sentiment FC, goes Arteta out, the most unappealing manager in the league.
Oh wow!
What are your thoughts? I mean, from the outside looking in, Dave, what are your thoughts on the way Arteta's dealing with the whole situation? His management style? Do you think he's a good enough manager, or you just think he's just a basic coal man?
Well, I think what he does, he allows his personal issues to affect his football judgment, and that will get you fired eventually. Because you isolate enough players, you split that dressing room, you're gone. Because you're gonna have half of the team saying, "I'm not even gonna try for this guy. I'm gonna go out there, go for the motions, look like I'm running, look like I attempted that tackle," and you start losing games. If he starts spiraling when there's players he could have picked to get him out of jail, so for me, I think he's very arrogant, and maybe you have to be a little bit arrogant to be in that role.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But you got to be arrogant and good.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna puff up your chest and make bold statements, then what you do on the training field and what is interpreted on match play, gameplay, has to be in sync. And so I think he might be setting himself up there. I think his arrogance might be setting him up for a fall there. And then you got probably over half the fan base that want him done, that are done with him. I listen to Talk Sport call-ins all the time, and Arsenal fans are like, done with this brother, burn him.
Yeah. So, but you know what? I hear what you're saying, but mate, we are flip-flops because back in December, everybody's saying he's the best manager since life's bread.
Right. Yeah.
When we start the new year, scored one goal, played well against Man City, but at the end of the day, you got to win the game. Yeah. We go out to Nottingham Forest.
Oh yeah, that's a train crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we then think, right, we get the game called off with well, not us, but Liverpool, decide that they're going to call off the first leg with the full 13 negatives. And I've said that because I'm winding up my missus because she's in the kitchen right now, and I know she's going to get on that phone and start going, but I'm telling you now, it's a joke thing, but I'm not gonna say no more. I'm not gonna say no more on that. But I absolutely agree with you. And do you know what? When Arteta first came in, at the very, very first, I mean, he's like a salesman. He could talk the talk, walk the walk, and look the part and everything. And I got sucked in. I remember watching one training session, D, and he's frozen. You back?
I'm back. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah.
I was watching one training session, and I think Laka was like, Laka's got this habit when he plays, he's trying to do his little flicks and that. And I remember Arteta went, no. I mean, it was almost like he done it for the camera. And I thought, I like this guy.
What's going on?
And I got sucked in. And I remember talking with my spy Ian Harris, see if he's in the chat and watching. And he was saying, like, listen, man, I don't rate this manager. I said, just give him a chance. And I said, you know what? After the performance I saw him the season before where we lost, he was breaking records left, right, and centre. I said, this guy got me sucked in. I'm now, and I don't care. I don't care if the guy gets fourth. Yeah. All right. Some people will turn around and say, it's a good season for us. And from where we was 8th place twice. Nah, he's not for me. He's not got the experience. He's not got the experience enough. Let me catch up with these things. So the chat is going mad here. So again, Mike has said Donny would be good at Arsenal. He's better than Granit Xhaka. Definitely. Because he doesn't get red cards. That's for a start.
Right, stays on the pitch. Yeah.
And he ends up getting a red card in the first leg of and he even came out and just said, "I'm that sort of player." Yeah. He had an interview and he said, "I'm that sort of player." It was almost like, so what? And Arteta, who's meant to be a disciplinarian, is like, he's obviously his favorite player because he plays him all the time. But
well, the thing is as well,
red cards like he's doing.
Yeah, the thing is as well, he kind of rolled in there and he kind of gave you guys, I am Pep 2.0 vibe, and he got the fan base a little hype before it even done anything. So,
Donny was brought in because he cost half the price because he was cheap.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it was like 40 million, something like that.
Yeah, 40 mil.
Yeah,
and literally. I don't know how many games. I don't think since he's come to the club, he's not had a full game with you
No,
guys, has he?
no, and even when he has started, he hasn't completed 90 minutes. Like he's
Yeah,
been subbed. He's been
yeah,
subbed after 65 minutes or whatever. So
yeah,
it's a little bit. I don't know. They're just murking him, and for me, another player that wants to go to the World Cup. So staying with us doesn't help that cause. If you like Marshall said, I want to go to the World Cup, and even that they were lying on Marshall because you remember his girlfriend exposed all that, kept saying he
yeah,
was injured when Ollie was here, all that stuff, and but he's not injured. I watch him train a bit at home. He's fine. They're just
yeah,
telling you he's injured because he wants to move. And I suppose he called their bluff in a sense of like trade me or whatever, but I think he would have preferred a permanent move, but I think he couldn't wait to get out, so he took the loan move.
yeah,
And he will try his hardest not to come back to Old Trafford.
yeah.
If he
I
comes back in the
mean,
summer, he'll come back
mm.
reluctantly, and maybe he sees who Ralph appoints or whoever's going to do the
Well, that's
appointment.
it. And is it going to be Ralph that's appointing the manager,
Well,
or
this is the thing, isn't it? It's going to be Darren Fletcher, mate. Imagine Darren Fletcher. He interviewed Ralph. He
what?
was on the interview panel. You imagine?
Really?
Yeah, because of that technical director role foolishness. And I'm like, because there's rumors have it that he thinks he's Fergie 2.0. Darren does. He's got high ambitions.
Is he from Scotland?
Yeah, yes.
Well, that was a
Yeah,
very bad accent,
yeah.
wasn't it?
I know,
That was a
it's
very bad
terrible.
accent. Sorry about that,
but,
guys.
but
Sorry if I've offended any Scottish people in the chat, but you know
for
what I mean?
me, it's very disturbing that he has ambitions.
Yeah,
Like he feels like he could jump in a hot seat because I've never known a technical director to be on the bench barking out orders and telling players to go and warm up. What kind of
yeah,
madness is that? When
yeah,
Ralph's got his people, he's brought in 2 coaches. So I'm like, Calvin. So I thought, yeah, Calvin. That
yeah,
really
yeah.
was it.
Right, let me
Yeah,
take this some more. Let me just go through some more chats here. Where we go here. Winning the FA Cup and being in top air saved Arteta. Absolutely.
yeah, for sure.
Right now, we're not in any cups. Knocked out in 2 cups: Carabao Cup, FA Cup. We got to play for now is possibly a top 4 cup. Yeah, that's
Right.
according to Arsene Wenger. Yeah.
Austin, yeah.
Shaka still gooners down. He still does. He still lets them down. Absolutely still lets them down. Junior saying Rashford has picked himself up. I give him that. The man has done well to prove he's a worthy striker, but he left a nasty aftertaste for Ron because he really didn't take it well. I can see upset Ron. You know what? When look, just say that I did observe when Rashford scored that goal. Yeah. Man, I tell you,
he was still Norman. He was still arguing with Rangnick when Rashford. He didn't even celebrate the goal because he was still arguing with Rangnick about being subbed.
Yeah.
Now, people are saying that that Ron was upset because he'd done all the donkey work to wear them out, and then when it came to pick the glory, he got pulled and Rashford just came on and got an easy goal that he had worked hard to get. So this is why he was arguing with Rangnick, saying, "Hold on, I've done all the donkey work here, and you're gonna pull me now. Now it's time to score the goals." So I'm like, man, this guy, he's too old for that, Noms.
He needs to grow up, man.
Yeah,
you know what I
he's
mean?
too old for that, man.
It's
you
a
know what
team sport. Yes, it's not a Ronaldo FC. It's a team sport. Sentiment FC. Oh, Shaka interview. Laugh at that. I never let the team down. He said while on suspension, leaving the team 10 men. Yeah, for 60 minutes against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Negotiable, non-negotiable. Laugh out loud. Yeah, the non-negotiable process. Trust the process. Trust the process. Cheese, whatever you want to call it, man. Yeah. And I got my missus in the background saying he did us a favor. Well, she needs to go and put that in the chat. So yeah, she wants to start a fight. Let's start a fight. You understand? What's Micah saying? Darren Fletcher, Woodward, Arnold, making football decisions is mental. D, what are your thoughts again on that, mate?
These guys need to hand over everything football to the footballing people. So Ralph, whoever he brings in. For me, I'm feeling that Edwin van der Sar, you gotta go. That's the only person that should be talking. Not from the old school of players. The only person I want to hear you talking to is Edwin van der Sar. Don't talk to Rio, Scholesy, none of them mans. Because Gary Neville, none of them mans. If you're not talking to Edwin about coming in to be director of football, to work with Ralph, and then whoever you bring in with Ralph, whether it be a Poch, whether it be a Ten Hag, whoever, then I'm not interested. I don't want to hear no, because I'm hearing that they're talking to the ex-players. Richard Arnold is talking to the ex-players, just kind of get a feel for what they remember about United and the way it should be. Bro, you shouldn't be in the job then.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I said, Bristol
It's just that
University
it's
bankers,
letting go, isn't it? They just need to let go, man. And
they don't want to let
I mean?
go of the reins because that control. Now these guys are good at commercial, right? I have no problem with that. Even though Man City have out earned us this year, so they're not as good as they think they are.
Yeah.
And so footballing matters. You need footballing people, right? I don't want to hear that these guys went to negotiate a transfer with the accountant. Nah, brother. That don't work for me. No. Leave the accountant at home to write the checks. Send footballing people in to negotiate players and terms and conditions. Yeah. And then you go to your accountant and money man and say, right.
When is Woodward going? He's going soon, isn't he?
He's not really going to go, is he? He's just going to hide upstairs in an office
for the boys
with no name on it.
Yeah.
There'll be an office in Old Trafford with no name on it, not the door. Woodward be in there on his laptop.
Yeah.
So he just stepped aside. He ain't gone anywhere.
Mike having a pop at the Arsenal fans. Arsenal should get Conference League guaranteed trophy. No, not with Arteta at their helm. I'll tell you that now. You know what I'm saying? Please. I'd rather. I know it sounds crazy, but I would rather finish out the top 7.
No, that's why I said to you, no. Remember I said to you.
Can't be. You know,
I'm not playing. I'm not watching no Thursday night European Conference League. Nah, brother. Nah, not on my Thursday night. Like,
you sound like Ronaldo.
He'll be gone, Norm. He ain't playing no Europa. He'll be gone in the summer. Trust me.
100%. Everyone think them Fergie, Ollie. I don't do the coaching now. Fletcher, Bob. Man is going to the Jamaican vibe.
Right. Just.
Man is going on the Jamaican vibe. I love Ronaldo for that. We literally provide him nothing, so I don't blame him. Michael's backing Ronaldo.
Well, this is the thing, right? This is the thing, is that if you watch the last couple of games, he's been coming short to get the ball a lot of the times because between the two that he's been starting, they don't cross the ball. They're all Rashford cuts in and shoot, Greenwood cuts in and shoots. So it's like where is Ronaldo's service? Where is Cavani's service? This is what I said to people, that if they're not getting the service, this is why he's behaving like that, because he's saying all the time I was on the pitch, I ain't getting no service, and now it's tired legs. You put Rashford on to get the glory. And so, you have to remember this guy's ego is huge as well, Norm, He's dealing with a huge ego, and it's always about, there used to be the cartoon where it said that basically I get the ball, I score the goals. That used to be the Ronaldo cartoon. Yeah. So it's I don't know. I feel Ronnie has to do better, because to watch that as a fan, where Rangnicks had to literally, remember he sat on the step. He didn't sit in the chair. Yeah. You have to go over to him,
and explain to him.
Like kindergarten, And I'm like, bro, you're not big enough.
It's an ice cream. Ronaldo, here's an ice cream.
Right. Have a lollipop and wipe your tears. There once. I did that to my nephew today. Have a lollipop, nephew, and wipe your tears. He's 2 years old. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
But you know what? I mean, because the chat has been going all crazy, we ain't even been able to even talk about the Premier League fixtures. But I'm telling you, as I said, that was mad. Chile was loving it. Tottenham, as I said, Bergwijn. Yeah. I mean, and then, Leicester, I think they played, I can't remember who they played. I'm going to look at the next fixtures. So they ended up drawing that game 1-1. Right. I think it was Brighton, and your ex-player, our ex-player, Danny Welbeck.
Danny.
Getting the equaliser against them. It just seems like Leicester can't hold on to a lead, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that really, that 3-2 for me was crazy, because I was watching the game. Obviously, I wanted Leicester to win, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I can imagine all the Arsenal fans going crazy and go, yeah. But, Tottenham, Bergwijn comes in and does the business, and he could end up probably staying at the club. And I know with Tottenham, they are looking to do a lot of business over this transfer window. I know that he likes to leave it quite late.
Yeah, because Daniel Levy likes everything on the cheap, doesn't he?
Yeah. I know they're linked with Traore. Is it Traore they linked with? Also Luis Diaz from Porto, but I think they want something like 60 million euros. Do you know what I mean? A good player. Scored, I think, what was it? 16 goals in 18. I might be wrong, but he's a good player. But Porto is a right midfielder, winger, attacking midfielder. Yeah. But they want more money. So we'll see what will happen there. And then obviously they got a lot of players that they need to ship out, like Ndombele, possibly going to PSG. You know, Dele Alli doing TikTok while their team was losing to Chelsea.
I mean, so, you can't make it up, can you?
You can't make it up, mate. You know what I mean? So
I some of these guys are disgraceful, Norm. You know what I mean? Like they, whether it's their media team that are doing that, but yeah, man. Yeah, you see, Calvin knows. I'm telling you, Edwin van der Sar's retro football, mate. I'd be happy, man. I'd be happy, but bro, to prize him away, because remember, it's him and your guy, you know, Norman. Overmars.
Yeah.
They're doing a good job at Ajax, you know.
Listen, I'll take 10 ARG on all of them. Come over.
Man. I'm just like,
it's frustrating, bro. It's absolutely frustrating. But yeah, and I mean, listen, the Brentford Man United game where you went away, you beat them 3-1, good result. Didn't play well in the first half.
No.
But you know, and the thing is, I don't know if you heard did you hear the manager's interview? He
was very salty. He was very salty, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I think he embarrassed himself, actually. Let himself down there.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think there's no need to start commenting on the other team's players and all that kind of. Yeah, it's a little bit off key. That was.
I think he had a rant after the what game was it? There was another game that he had a rant, and I think he's been fined for it because he was using excessive language.
Right.
You know, to the fourth official and stuff like that. So I think he's ended up being reprimanded and being fined for that.
Well, you know, he forgot the object of the game. And the object of the game is to beat a very good goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So to moan that, oh, well, if you went by chances, we should have scored in the first half. We should have been 4-0 up at half time or whatever.
Yeah.
But you didn't score them. You never scored to the 85th minute, bro. And by then you was 3-0 down. So we have to relax in it. Just, bro, relax. Seriously, because I don't get why you would come out and do that in an interview. Talking about what you should have scored in the first half. No one cares.
It's like listen, even though, you know, they beat us at the start of the season. Yeah, I think he's a good manager, but sometimes you're in the Premier League, just behave yourself, settle yourself. Yeah,
come on, man.
Just settle. You're playing against the big boys now.
Yeah, you're not managing the league champions, bro. You just
Craig Molloy says 10 ARG is favourite to take the Man United job in the summer. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would think, and there's rumours still that Poch would fancy it as well. You know, I don't know how keen they are on Poch, but Welbeck is better than Lukaku, I swear.
You know what?
Rom. It should have stayed where it was.
Somebody put it in the chat, please. Right? How many goals has Lukaku got, and how many goals has Welbeck got?
What, this season?
Yeah, somebody put it. If you know what it is, put it in the chat because it'd be interested to know. Because I'm telling you now for a fact that ESR has got more goals than Lukaku. I know that for a fact.
Wow.
Yeah, I know that for a fact. So somebody just put it. It'd be interesting because Welbeck on a number of occasions come back and either got a winner, last minute winner, or last minute equalizer. So it'd be interesting to see what his stats are. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Rom. I think Rom has scored maybe twice, 3 times. Which is not a lot.
Sentiment FC says, I'm with Normski Conference. What? Conference by eye, rather finish 8th, 9th, some actual real life tin pot competition. Proper tin pot. That's not the tin pot.
And you have to remember, you go into Eastern Europe and play on some really bad pitches as well. In that, with very little standards. Man United aren't getting Ten Hag media team hype.
Trouble says get Pepe back in the side. Yeah, he's doing well. He's doing quite well in AFCON. You know, I don't know if he's the top goal scorer for Ivory Coast, but I know he's scored around about 2 or 3 goals. So and he's got a couple of assists. So he's doing quite well. But the problem is, as soon as he comes back to Arsenal under Arteta, man regresses again. And this is the problem that we've got. We've got a guy that just basically makes all our players. Look at Partey. Look at what's happened to him. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I don't know if you would agree, people, if Arteta has made like the current young squad that we've got. Yeah, obviously most of the players that he's got in there are his. Do you think? I mean, Saka was in there before because I know under Unai Emery, Saka came in and that's Unai Emery's man in terms of getting him to start playing. But I don't know whether Arteta has improved the side. You know, as I said, 2 8th place finish. There's a lot of what I say pressure put on our young players. Yeah. You haven't got the balance right when it comes to having experience and young players, and I think that's.
No one just dropped out there, guys.
Right, I don't know what happened there.
I can hear you. I can't see you though, Noms.
You can't see me. Hold on a second.
Yeah. Is it working it out?
Slight technical itch there. Don't know what happened there.
Right. No, you're back. You're back, mate.
Yeah, I'm using another laptop which decides that it's gonna bail out on me. Probably the reason why, because Trouble said get Pepe back in the side. And now look. I get it. Pepe, it doesn't seem like he's Arteta's cup of tea. And he doesn't get played much either. And he's running Saka into the ground. After that game, that Burnley game, Saka was out on his feet. Yeah,
he was. Yeah.
3 men on him. Martinelli, the same thing. Too much pressure, I just feel, is put on these guys. And I don't feel that we bought enough players in the summer transfer window to get the balance right. And we're relying on our youngsters. And that's why there's so much inconsistency with the team.
Yeah.
We are consistently inconsistent. And that's the problem. I've got my missus making a whole heap of noise in the background. Yeah. Hold on a minute. Yeah. Nobody saw this. Right, yeah. They're trying to say that's DT because I have my hand up backhand. So he's calling me DT. Don't go there with that one. Right. What's Calvin saying here? Bergwijn not as good as Eriksen, hence why Dele Alli needs to move on. And just talking about Eriksen, he's training at the moment with the Ajax side. It's looking like he could end up going on a 6-month deal with Brentford.
Oh, wow.
Which is good. I mean, considering what happened to him, in the Euros in 2020. Oh my gosh. I've picked the right day to do a live, yeah? I think she's doing it on purpose. You know, this is a way of getting back at me because I talked about the 13 positives, yeah? The false positives. Right. Thomas Frank was right, but very salty because we were, unlucky.
But you know what? This is what I say to people, right? We are paying David De Gea 375k a week. That's what he's supposed to do in the first half. On that kind of money, that's what he's put. Legs, arms, side of his head, however you save it, bro. Because you're on bags right now. So for me, I ain't really having that because I expected him to save at least 3 of them 4. And he saved all 4. So that's what he's getting paid that big money for, man. He's our highest earner. So you can't even get that twisted, mate. When your goalkeeper is your highest earner, that says a lot about your defense, right?
Yep.
Right. So, he's our highest earner. So,
David.
He is. Blatantly, Kelvin. Blatantly. I think we would be bordering relegation zone if it wasn't for that goalkeeper.
I mean, the guy has got so many man of the matches. I know
it's unbelievable.
Yeah, but it's
embarrassing, actually.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing that your goalkeeper keep getting man of the match.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
5
wow.
Look at that. Minutes.
Lukaku has 5 goals over 1,000 minutes. Well, we've got 3 goals in 400 minutes this season. So goal ratio.
Yes, it's all about the daddy.
What did they pay for him? 95 mil? Or 98
something
mil?
like that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, he's a whole heap of peas. Yeah, he's got funny shooting boots.
Look, I would agree now to a point there that Arteta has done that to get the deadwood out. Yeah. The likes of Ozil, Thomas the Tank Engine, these players. I mean, but we've still got like the likes of Holding, Callum Chambers still in there. As young as Eddie Nketiah, I know Eddie Nketiah is young, but man needs to go, bro. Man needs to pack his bags and go because they're just not good enough.
You have to look at it. You have to look at it, Norman, in a sense of. Look at your strikers, look at your midfields, and then you say, do they get into City or Liverpool squad? or team do they? You know what I mean? And I look at ours. I say, how many of that Man United team get into Man City or get into Liverpool to start?
Yeah.
Probably the goalkeeper. So
Calvin says, "Hi, Jancy, tap the noise." For anybody that doesn't know what it means stop the noise. Yeah, let me just rephrase that. Yeah, hopefully she will see that. Yeah, Chris Robertson, what are you saying, brother? Yeah, what I don't know what she's doing. Yeah, she's just making a whole heap of noise in the background. She's now disappeared, so you might see her in the chat in a minute. Sentiment FC. Normski good enough. The wife got jokes. Yeah, she's definitely got jokes. Those stats are Prem only. Yeah, so those are Prem only stats. Yeah. Micah.
And to be fair, well, he was injured as well, though, wasn't he? Lukaku was injured or suspended or both.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Just quickly, just going on to obviously with Arsenal, we're out of the FA Cup, we're now out of the Carabao Cup. Liverpool versus Chelsea. Chelsea beating Tottenham, I think it was 3-0 on aggregate, I believe. And if you look at their games, the total amount of games that they've played this season, they've played 4 games, 8-0 on aggregate, losing at home to Chelsea in the Prem, losing away to Chelsea in the Prem. That goal that got disallowed. I don't know what your thoughts was on that, D, when Harry Kane pushed Thiago. Is it Thiago the defender? Yeah. What your thoughts on that?
You know what? And this is where I say that, one, they have to be more consistent with that, because the truth is he does shove him, but Thiago really exaggerates the shove. And so he pushes him to create the space for himself. Now, then you've got to give that on corners and free kicks as well, then, when players are doing that. When players are wrapped around each other, wrestling man to the ground, and the referees are saying, get up, wave it on. So anything in the 6-yard box, then, I don't know. It changes everything. That game, that goal stands, it changes the whole dynamics of the game. And
do you think okay, all right, if that goal stood, do you think Tottenham would have won and win it, or do you reckon it probably ended up as a draw?
It probably would have ended up as a draw, but I just feel like the time it took as well to decide whether you were going to give that goal, it killed the game for that moment. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I just feel like they have to revisit how they're going to give stuff in the 6-yard box and all that, because it definitely pushes him. But was it that hard enough for man to go dive enough like he was diving off?
What game was it? I think it was this is like the weekend game. I think it was the Liverpool Chelsea, not Liverpool, Crystal Palace game, and they had to look at, when Jota ran in to the keeper. I think they spent something like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Looking at this thing to decide. I mean, you could clearly see that he ran into the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's actually
the referees, the old VAR thing, mate.
Yeah,
it's a bit of a joke
killing the game, isn't it? And what you have to question as well is the people that are actually in the VAR center, their whole football credibility. The whole thing is
Yeah. Micah said if you swap the roles, Kane wouldn't have got a penalty for that.
Yeah.
So do you know what I mean? Liverpool FC weakness was exposed by Big Sam last season. Diagonal crosses behind both wing backs. That's what Calvin's saying. But as I say,
Big Sam, man like Big Sam,
Big Sam, man. You want Big Sam?
he nearly ended up at United.
He could go in and save Everton or Watford. Talking about Watford, a new manager. Do you know they have, since 2012, I think it is, they've had 15 managers.
I mean, that's just a madness, isn't it?
15, and I mean, I don't blame Watford for getting rid of Ranieri. I know he's a good manager, but you don't lose 3-0 at home to Norwich. No, what a goal by, I think, I can't remember the player. I think it was Sargent, I think his name is.
He scored twice.
He scored twice, mate.
Yeah, he scored twice. He scored twice. Yeah.
Oh, it was crazy.
That was like, how are you going to lose at home to Norwich, man? Come on.
Yeah, bro. And literally from the time, after they did the post-match with Ranieri, they were kind of saying, when managers come, listen, look, the managers, it's up to the managers what they do. I'm here to stay and do the business. And then next thing you know, man gets his P45. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Watford board is big. You know what though? Watford. I mean, they are like a little bit like Chelsea. You know, if the manager's not operating like Chelsea, obviously you've got levels in terms of to where they finish the position in the league. Yeah. So say like one year they, win the league, and then the following year they come second and win a cup. That won't be good enough for Abramovich. And say you have to go.
Yeah.
You understand? Look what happened to what was the guy that won the Champions League?
I'm about to say that he sat Manafort in the Champions League, which is insane.
Exactly.
It's like,
Watford,
come on, man.
Sentiment say Watford are pure roof. I think, but what it is that we're happy. The board is happy with Arteta, and the fact that they can give a 2-year extension, mate, something's gone wrong there.
Is that a done deal? The 2-year extension is a done deal now?
Well, we're still waiting here. But I would personally speaking, I don't know what everybody thinks, but I would personally think that you wait till the end of the season to see where we finish. You're basically giving a man a 2-year extension before you even know where you're going to finish in the league. So what does that tell you? It's all about mediocrity for this club.
Yeah, you have to remember as well, Norm, that we made the same mistake with Ollie. From that interim role. Remember that first interim role where he went on that 12-game run, and Rio Ferdinand slammed the paper on the table, chat about, man, let him write what he wants, give him a contract. We're back, they're back, Ollie at the wheel, and then you end up firing the man. So, yeah.
Okay, Chris says, going off tangent, does anyone think that Arteta favours Captain Black from...
Captain Scarlet. He's living in a...
Sorry. Jesus, you know what? Listen, right now, that's it. Captain Black from now on, yeah? Our name is Captain Black. You know what? I've just seen it, man. Captain Black, If only Arsenal and Man United operated with half the aggressive, ruthless behaviour, they might win and have won a title by now. And sentiment, absolutely agree with you. We are in the dump, man. We're in the mud when it comes to, we don't. You know how it goes when we're on our chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember the banter that we used to have?
Yeah,
we don't talk about it now. It's almost like they're irrelevant.
Yeah, because and you know what? Someone said to me the other day that if we don't get this next appointment right at Old Trafford, we're going to be on path to do a Liverpool 30 years without a title. And I went, Lord of mercy.
Well, at the moment, we're currently 18 years
without a title.
The last time we won a title, 2004.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. You understand?
And ours was 213.
Jacko's the Mr. Marcus says, after Arsenal situation, basically the same after 1 week, nothing has changed. Juventus won 18-month loan. Full, okay.
Paying full salary. Arsenal offers 6 months loan. Okay.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I follow this guy, Fabio Romero. I follow him on Twitter. Yeah, he's quite clued up. Yeah.
After Arsenal situation, basically the same after 1 week, nothing has changed. Juventus won 18 months on. And the thing, and then you've got this Bruno Guimaraes, who I think is better than this Arthur guy, linked with Newcastle, but they've turned around and Leon have said that they've not agreed anything. So we just have to wait and see. I'm hoping that Edu can do a bit of Brazilian magic and go in there and have a chat with him and say, come on, man, sort yourself out, come to the Arsenal. But we are in need of a striker, and we need to sort something out. The thing is if we don't get a striker, the problem that is going to happen is that we're going to go into the last part of the season, as I say, with an Nketiah or with a Lacazette, and you've got Aubameyang sitting at home, playing Fortnite, doing whatever he's doing,
right,
getting his cars wrapped, Do you know what I mean? They've got to put away whatever they've got. Have a chat with him and say, listen, come in, help us out for the last 6 months, and then you're going in summer. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't know what clubs will be able to afford the money that he's on at the moment. I don't know.
But the thing is, Norman, if he's being frozen out, surely he's got a good enough agent that is working on something for him for the summer. So you play him back into some kind of form, and hopefully he helps you get top 4. and then in the summer you waving goodbye. I mean, there's no way you could have a player on that kind of money twiddling his thumbs. That's insane. And like I say, that's why Martial had to go. But just quickly on Martial, someone sent me a stat about Martial and Rashford, as in games, goals, and assists. Rashford has played 285 games for us, 91 goals, 56 assists. Martial, 278 games, 79 goals, 50 assists. They are very close, but the treatment that Martial gets, you would think that he was bang average, when in fact his stats are as good as Rashford's. And you look at that, so you know it's an agenda.
It's an agenda, as you said, and it seems to be against the foreign players, especially when they're that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It's the media. They've got thing going on about. Listen, we won't go into that. You know what I mean? But let's just quickly, because mate, we've been talking for a long time, and I've got about 15 minutes left. See you there. Just quickly, Man United winning that game 1-0 against West Ham. Was that goal offside?
No, if you look at, like, I can only go by the lines, and the lines tell me that
the big D line,
the big D line told me that he just timed it right enough. And be honest with you, that another game that could have gone either way again, no. I think in periods we played some good football, but then I think we were poor in the final third again. So that's something they've got to work on. They're going to work on their shooting boots, man, and their crossing boots. Not just shooting boot, cross the football. If you're gonna start running, then you're gonna cross the football, man. You know, it's criminal, really. And this is why he's being a baby, because he's saying he's doing all the hard work, and you're not crossing him the ball. Now, not every cross is on. Like, Christopher knows.
Well, I know Chris is gonna say onside clean, because the man is a joker. That's what Chris is. It's a joker. But big Man United fan as well.
Right. Big up yourself, Chris. Big up yourself, Mayu.
But D, I'm just going into the weekend gone. I'm gonna go as quick as possible. Leicester, Brighton, obviously Welbeck getting that equaliser. Again, Leicester can't hold on to a lead. Crystal Palace, 9 games now they've lost in a row to Liverpool. Liverpool getting a 3-1 win. Pretty much. James said that Alisson did have to make a few saves. He did. You know what I mean? So it wasn't all Liverpool's way, but at the end of the day, Liverpool go on, win that game. They win the next game in hand. They're 6 points behind Man City, who drew with Southampton. And it was a pretty good game. They didn't Man U, they didn't play well, but they just know how to pick out the result.
You have to St. Mary's in the winter is a very tough place to go. Because
he was offside, Bridget.
Mr. Tottenham, stop it.
Mr. You know that. Don't worry, I'm coming into Tottenham, Calvin. So let me see what man you got to say. Burnley, Arsenal was expecting to win that game. As you know, I'm an Arsenal fan, expecting to win that game, get ourselves back into the top 4. You're now in the top 4, 38 points. You could be the ones that look into maybe secure that position. Where we ended up drawing that game on 36 points.
Massive game in hand, Norm.
So that mate.
You have a game in hand still, though, you know.
But and massive chance. The big goal was out gaping, and if he just took, I don't know if he can kick with both feet. But listen, we end up with that game. Burnley looked like they just come to get a draw. They had a couple of chances on the break, but at the end of the day, we should be, even with the Finn squad that we had, we should be winning that game. And then we go to Chelsea, and there's a song that goes, where's that song? Tottenham, everywhere they go, they get battered, everywhere they go. Calvin, can you help us with that song? I think you might know it well.
Right.
Chelsea, again, doing the business. And that goal by Ziyech. Did you see it? Did you see the goal by Ziyech?
Yeah.
And this time he celebrated.
Because you know what? When you looked at it, at the first instant, I thought he was going to try and cross it. And then he looked up again and just went for it. And I just thought, wow. Because the goalkeeper didn't expect that at all. Yeah, that was like, what, left top bins, just like, because he actually watched it in, didn't he?
Yeah.
He actually did that.
He literally watched it in.
He didn't even attempt
he did not have no chance. Trent Alexander is meant to be to be Pogba, but he plays in Fabinho's role. And that's the thing, is that Trent, I don't know if he used to be a midfielder, but
yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, probably did.
Alexander, I mean, look, he's doing the business, mate. You know what I'm saying? What's this here? Don't be feisty, are embarrassing. Listen, man. Tottenham, everywhere you go, you get simple things. But
if you look at Tottenham, to be fair, they've got 3 games in hand, you know, Norms.
Yeah. That's on Chelsea, though, isn't it?
No, on Chelsea, they've got 4 games in hand on Chelsea.
How many games have got in hand on us?
Just the one on you guys.
Yeah.
So they've played 20.
Right.
Chelsea have played 24, but yeah, so they got 4 games down on Chelsea, 2 on us. 3 on West Ham, who were 5th. So yeah, this is Conte. Conte knows how to dig in and get some wins. So you can't count Tottenham out of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think West Ham will be the one that will probably lose a bit of steam because they've only got 1 striker.
Yeah.
If Antonio gets injured, then I really thought they'd have bought a striker in. If they're really serious about top 4 ambitions, they should have spent some money in the transfer window. In the sense of a second striker to cover Antonio. But then
now, just quickly, just on with there was I sent to you as part of our chat, and it was just say the statement basically. It's good to see you smile back on Rashford's face. Yeah,
right.
You know,
what was the there's a backstory to that with Rashford, as in apparently he's missing Ollie, and then had a mash-up relationship after 8 years. Now, after 8 years, you should have put a ring on the girl's finger and got down on one knee, brother.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Yeah. So his long-term.
I didn't know this, mate. I didn't know this.
Yeah, the long-term girlfriend, whether he broke up or she broke up.
Yeah.
8-year relationship messing with his head. And I'm like, bro.
So you think that was the reason why things weren't going
the moodiness, the stroppiness. Yeah. So between Ollie getting fired, and I'm not saying he got dumped because I don't know who broke up with who, but between the broken relationship and Ollie going, then things start to mess with him. Plus, he wasn't fully fit either. So, and then he gets pulled out.
Another question for you: do you think your men under Rangnick are starting to turn the corner? Is it starting to click?
Whew. It looks like it, as in, you can see what he's trying to do. As it, even though he went back to the Ollie formation a few times, because, like I said to you the other week, they're not fit enough to play that Gergen press. Just blatantly, you're not fit enough to. They're not. So he knows you have to find a way to start winning. But what we need is to get better in the final third. I think we're still awful in the final third, and you got to win games with Rashford, Worldies, and like I say, there was plenty of chances before Rashford came on, but I look at that and say maybe we do need to cross more. Like those 2 wingers can't just keep cutting in and shooting. It's awful. It's like otherwise don't just play a false nine. What Pep does. Don't have a main striker. Yeah. And you all can interchange positions, or cut in and shoot, and yeah.
Sentiment saying Ollie getting sacked left a lot of players upset.
Yeah, blatantly.
The Bessie was out for the door. Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to remember he wasn't coaching them, and certain players were allowed to do what certain players picked themselves, and certain players went on the pitch like Bruno and did what he wanted. There was no Bruno never was really playing in midfield as a midfielder. He was sometimes, most games, he was further forward than the main striker.
Yeah. And
Ollie allowed all that. Just ill discipline. Now Rangnicks, one, he's talking well in the press, as in, like, he don't hide nothing in a press conference like Ollie used to do.
Yeah.
And 2 is saying, no, I need you to stop being a headless chicken, sit in this role and play this role for me, please. And I think that's what they needed. They need to be coached. And I think if Martial had been coached properly, maybe you would have seen a better attitude from Martial. Not saying he had a bad attitude, but he did sulk a lot. And French people do sulk. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he also wasn't being coached. And I said to people, this team hasn't been coached properly since LVG. That's a joke.
Right.
Yeah, that's a joke.
Kamara, Bubakara, yeah? Defensive midfielder, you've been linked with him. He's got 6 months left on his contract.
Right.
10 million linked in January. Barker, Roma, Newcastle, all interested in him. There's a chance that you can get this guy. I mean, he's got 6 months left. He's a good player.
But this is the thing now. Now you're moving players. So if you're moving Jesse, you've moved Martial. There's money there.
Right.
There's money there. So if you don't go for, if you know that Matic can't play back-to-back games, if you know that, then you have to go for this guy. If you're serious about top four, Norman. Now, if you've written the season off, which some are saying we have, which I just think you can't be fourth and saying you've written the season off. That makes no sense. We're currently in fourth. So if you're currently in fourth under Rangnick, then we have to pull the bin and get cover, whether you start him ahead of Matic or you let them rotate. Because like there's going to be a lot of football. If we're serious about trying to do something in the Champions League, you got to go for him. What was he? 10 million, Norm?
Yeah, 10 mil.
Come on, man. That's pocket
22 years old.
That's
strong. That's 6'1", strong. And you know, he's quite progressive, so he can carry the ball as well.
Carry the ball, yeah. So you know what? You have to remember, a club like United, that's 100 quid to them. Not being funny. It's 100 quid to United. So you don't pull the trigger on that. You want to slap. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. These financial men that don't understand football will say, "Oh, 10 mil. You just save 250 bags a week on Martial's salary. Let Martial's 6 months salary pay for this cap." Makes perfect sense to me business wise, but I don't know.
I know Chile's not here. He obviously hasn't been able to make the show, so I'm going to be docking his. But listen, Conte, obviously, finally losing. You know, he went on a. It was a.
Yeah, it was a good run.
8 or 9 game unbeaten run. Obviously, it's come to Chelsea, but they're obviously looking to buy players. I spoke about it earlier about Luis Diaz from Porto.
Yeah.
Tricky winger, but Porto wanting around about 60 million. Also, the Dore, that could happen. And I think Wolves want in excess of 20 million for him. I think that one will go through. He'll probably try him out as a wing back or probably play as a winger. Do you know what I mean? What are your thoughts quickly on that?
Well, they're saying that Tottenham have submitted an official bid for Diaz.
Right. What? I think it was rejected.
Oh, it's already been rejected. Okay.
I mean, I don't know if there's any updates, but the last time I read that they rejected it.
Yeah. I just
they did put in a bid for him, but it's been rejected. I think they put in something like a 30 million bid.
And they want how much?
I think they want more in the region of 60 million. I think 60 million euros. But
right.
Don't quote me on that. If anybody knows in the chat, let us know. Please put it in the chat. Do you, as I said, with Troy coming to Tottenham, do you think that they're going to push on from now? I think they're linked with another player, and I can't remember who it is. There's another player that they linked with, and I know Conte's really been pushing the narrative after his post-match conferences that they're so far away from Man City, Liverpool, and Chelsea. And he's obviously making that known to the board.
Because this is why I felt like if he come to us, you would have seen so much stuff. Like he would have exposed the board, and so you'll see Conte. Conte will go after if Daniel Levy has promised him stuff in January. He'll be on him. He'll make it public that he was still looking to get someone in. And so
Traore. Shout my head off as a juiced up Rashford. with baby oil, yeah? Don't forget the baby oil now.
But you know what? But I say that with him, if this guy finds his shooting boots, he's a handful, Norm.
Yeah.
If he can find his shooting boots.
Well, Calvin has just said my only concern with Traore is his lack of end product.
Yeah, end product, But boy, he's a handful. And these are the things you work on in training, Norm. Shooting and crossing. For a guy like Traore. You just work on it, and you probably get him to work with a striker as well, show him some techniques. When they hit.
Because the guy when he starts to run, mate, he's like a runaway train. Nobody's.
Man, he's frightening.
Literally.
And I thought,
them lot are linked with Luis Diaz. I take it that Sentiment FC big up Arsenal, man. Yeah, I linked with them lot down the road.
But
listen, I need to move quick now because I've actually run over my time. So I'm just going to quickly talk about Arsenal season. Is it all but done? Can we get top 4? Talking about bringing in signings, we've got 5 days left.
Yeah,
I think the way Arteta is going, and we kind of alluded to this, spoke about it earlier on. I think the way Arteta is running the players in the ground, ruining the players. I think he's ruining the players, in my opinion, on the pitch. I just think on and off the pitch, he's just ruining them. And then, interesting enough, Adebayo weighed in the AFCON. They interviewed him, and Adebayo basically was saying that he's been keeping in touch and just sending, support to Uber. Right, but what he basically said, I'm not word for word, quote for word, but basically what he's saying is that, Uber has no future at Arsenal. And he was kind of talking from his point of view because when he decided, people calling him a mercenary for going to Man City, him doing what he done, running in front of fans and sliding in front of the I remember that game. And
you remember that madness.
Deck chairs, everything came at him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he was basically Arsenal will ostracize Uber, and that looks like what's happening at the moment. And I'm saying with the players that we've got up front, if we don't sign a striker, then we're going to be going into the last part of the season with Eddie Nketiah. We ain't going to get 4th place, if top 6, if we don't have some decent striker up front. I think you just got to put everything to bed, have a chat with him, bring back, and then play him for the last 6 months. He may find his form again. I know he hasn't played well when he was playing for us, after signing his deal, but we've got nothing to lose. Do you know what I mean? We've got nothing to lose.
He's still your player, Norman. He's still your player. Yeah.
If Levy makes Conte walk, then Levy has to go after what to Poch. Absolutely agree with you, Calvin. Yeah. Absolutely agree with you. I'm just rushing through these. What about Nuno to Watford? Well, they've got what's name there now. Robson is Roy. Captain Roy is back again.
Oh yeah, Turking it Roy.
Yeah, he's there. He's signed him on till the end of the season. Till the end of the season. So he might have a chance and keep them up because they've been sucked into the relegation fight. Everton are obviously in the relegation fight. I know they're linked with Frank Lampard and this guy from Porto, Victor. I can't remember his surname. He's been linked with them, and I think he's really spoken with them, and they're happy with him. But I think they're going to be interviewing Frank Lampard as well. Micah says, enjoy the rest of the night, everyone. I've got to go. Micah, thanks for joining. Hope to see you next week. Obviously, there's no Premier League games. There might be the odd FA Cup, but it's the winter break. So don't worry, myself and D, Chili, will be sitting down and working out what can we talk about.
Well, there's bound to be some last minute.
There's bound to be some last minute thing,
transfer drama and stuff. Yeah, for sure.
But thanks, Michael, mate. Really appreciate you coming on. Calvin, Wolves, West Ham, Leicester overall performance will save Arteta. Chris is saying Arsenal 6, United 7. Well, if you want to play in the Europa Conference, that's fantastic by me. I'm sure D that.
Nah. Yeah, bro. You know what, Chris? For me, it's like you might as well just finish out the top 8 and be done with it.
And listen to this one, right? And this is why I'm saying the way Arteta and the club. Read that.
Wow.
Well, even got a contract at home, and they would rather take him on warm weather training and leave Mr. Bamang yard.
Wow, that's mad, isn't it?
Another car.
That is mad, right? Yeah, Yanamais. You know the ones.
Yanamais, man.
Is that Yanamais to get the next?
You got the Yana.
You know, boy,
Roy of the Rovers could save Watford
like Palace.
Yeah. And I just think if we don't get in a striker, I think all our midfielders coming back, the likes of Partey, Granit Xhaka, El Nene, you know what I mean, then I think we'll be okay to the end of the season, but we need to get a striker in. There's still, as I said, 5 days and a bit left before the window closes. So it's going to get interesting. We'll see what happens. I think he's. Oh, what do you mean? What are you calling me? You're calling me feisty, Chris. Okay, then. All right. Just behave yourself. Well, it is you about United 7th, isn't it? It can't be nobody else. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I always like to do this. And you know what? My favourite You know,
the
Premier
form
League
table.
pool table. You know where I'm going with it. I'm sure you
just
might have
looking
done your
at it.
homework. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm just looking at it now. I'm like,
I know you've done your homework. I know you've done your homework. So you want to read it out to me? You want to read that table for me? Just
right,
let
quickly,
everybody know where everybody is.
We have top of the table,
Yeah.
Man City.
Yeah.
Then we have second, the Liverpool.
What? What one are you reading?
Yeah. Hold on.
What's it dated from the 23rd of January or?
It's just showing. This is the last 10 streak. If you go for the last 10, so
all right, okay. I've done the last.
Okay,
I think the last 6.
Do yours then. Do yours now. Do yours.
What have you got? What have you got? Liverpool on points wise.
So we got Liverpool on a 7-2-1 with a win streak of 2.
Right.
We got Man City on a 9-1-0 with a win their streak with a draw. You got Chelsea on 3-5-2 win streak 1. Man United on 6-3-1 win streak 2. Right. And then you got West Ham on 4-2-4 losing streak of 2.
Yeah.
And then Arsenal on 5-1-4 draw of 1 on the streak. Right. And then Tottenham 6-3-1 loss of 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I kind of liked my one better.
Yeah, do your one, Let me hear your one.
I've got this is from the 23rd, so
okay,
I wasn't feeling what you was feeling. So I've got Man City on 16 points.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm just going by the points wise. Yeah. I've done it by whatever. I'm just doing it.
Yeah.
Arsenal in second on 13 points. Wolverhampton in third on 13 points. Liverpool in fourth on 11. Man United in fifth on 11 points. And then Tottenham in sixth on 11 points.
Right. Yeah.
So all I can do is dream that we've come second on the table. And listen, guys, on that note, I say thank you to everybody that's been in the chat. Thank you for just participating. Yeah. It's been lively. The chat has been absolutely lively.
Yeah, it's all good, man. All good.
Thank everybody. Thank you, D, again for lending your time.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Talking to Chile and find out why he didn't come on tonight. Maybe the fact that he got slapped 2-0. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm sure he will. I'm sure he watched this. He said you are dreaming. Oh, my sis, and big up to Anne-Marie. Saying, thank you for watching. Hey, Arsenal fans, stay dreaming. Oh my! Wait a minute. Some sentiments. Put it. All right, D. Who do you think he supports? It must be Man U.
Yeah. I think he may be. Yeah.
Sentiments. Are you Man U?
Thank you, guys. Sorry about the noise. Jay.
Oh, is it Arsenal fans stay? He's saying Arsenal fans stay dreaming. Big D. That's how we saying. Big up to you.
How you doing, man?
Are you an Arsenal fan? Because you've got Arsenal. Let's go back to that. Arsenal fans stay dreaming. Now, either we're talking to the Arsenal fans, yeah, or what? But let me know who you support. I'm sure it's Arsenal. You got to be. You got to be. You said them not down the road.
Yeah, he's got. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Arsenal till I die.
Yeah.
So he was obviously talking about the deluded fans.
Right. Edit.
He was talking about deluded. But again, guys, thank you very much for joining the chat. Listen, on the road to 300. On the road to 300. I thank those that have subscribed to the channel. Currently on 242. And just want to thank everybody that's channel, the community. We're going to do big things. Look out for it. And listen, it's just been a pleasure. Again,
as always,
if you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe and share. And we will see you on the next What's Going On podcast. Take care and God bless.
All right, guys. Take care, guys.